Hey, it's your boy Sergeant Hooked Intentions. So we're talking about episode 37 of Kikai Sentai Zenkaiger. Another really awesome episode, and at least we mentioned the storyline of the mom being missing. So that was great. um, this episode mainly focused on a plot that had to do with Majin and Flint, um, which again just really makes me want them to give something to Flint to becoming a ranger. I mean, maybe it will never happen. Maybe it might happen in a V cinema. Maybe it'll happen in some team up of some kind. I don't know. I just want it to happen. She deserves it, especially after this episode. So the main plot of it is this Daikon radish world monster, and something about it like makes like things that are supposed to be thrown away, like or that are seen as garbage, like be missing or whatever. Um, and there's this little girl who like threw away a doll of hers. I want to say she gets like bullied or something like that because she's playing with it still, and so she ends up like throwing it away and then feeling bad about it. So Majin and Flint find her, like meet up with her, find her, or whatever, encounter her, and like pep her up a little bit and tell her that like it's okay to still like those kind of things and blah blah blah, and you can still be grown up and everything and all that kind of stuff. And so it was really nice to see them like work together to make the little girl feel better and everything. So that was really good. And we mentioned at the beginning of the episode that they were still looking for the mom. They just checked Romance World and they didn't find her there. So I like that they mentioned the plot. I don't know what we're doing with that, why we're taking so long to get there as far as where she's at and what's going on. I'm assuming we're going to try and deal with Hakaiser first, and then once that's done, they'll work together to go find the mom. But we touch on him again a little bit in the way that they mention at the Tojiteno Palace that they're still working on his brainwashing and it's not working, and that it's becoming tougher, basically. So that gives me hope that he'll break out of that soon. And I don't know if that means he'll be completely out of it and not using the suit anymore, or if he'll like create a changer of his own to like become that suit but repainted. I don't know. But Stacy is still working with him and basically filling that same role as Kaiser as protecting the world monsters. And he's good going along with that because he gets to work with Kaiser because he finally has a partner, somebody to call a friend, and somebody to work with. And I think we even get another call out to Kaito being mad at him that he, you're basically that he's greedy, wanting all this, like, you've had family and blah blah blah, and I've never had this, and yeah. So that was really good drama with the two of them and all of that going on. Um, and as for the rest of the team, we do get the debut of the Maji Ranger gear, and they use that to break out of, I think, some of the stuff that was happening with Daikon World. Um, and the little girl eventually finds her toy, and I think it's like being controlled by the monster and trying to convince her like not to care about it anymore and all that, and just to mess with her because that's what most of the world monsters do. And Flint and Majin essentially like work with her and like convince her to like hey, that's an illusion, it's not real, this is your doll and it's your special thing, don't worry about it, don't feel embarrassed, it's you and you should feel proud, and pepping her up and everything. It was a really good like girl power feministy episode, almost not feminist in a bad way, but like girl empowerment type of episode. And it was just cool to see Majin and Flint work together in general. I thought that was really cool. So that was really good. And like I said, we don't push the story too far in this one, so I'm kind of running like low on a lot to talk about in it. I mean, there was some really good stuff, and I like how they defeat the monster. They combine and create. They create Zenryoku Zenkaio, and they use the secret power, and it ends up doing something from Lupin Ranger versus Pot Ranger, the magic dial fighter or whatever. It actually uses the sound effects from it, and it ends up putting him like in like some like sushi or some kind of dish, because they talk about throughout the whole episode what they use Daikon radish for, like all these different dishes that it's used for, and oh, it's so delicious and yummy in this, and oh, it's really good in this, and always talking about it. And I think it's really funny how much they like bring in like cultural things in the show. Yeah, so that was really fun. And so they end up like basically putting him into food, and then that's how they end up like capturing him at one point to defeat him with the attack or whatever. Um, I'm trying to think who used the finale buster. Oh yeah, it was Kaito in this one who used the Zenryoku Zenkai Cannon finale buster. I think, yeah, it was him, and then it was Vroon and Gowan and and Juron holding him, like steadying him to use it, and it still was like kind of throwing him back or whatever. But so that was really good stuff too. Overall, I mean, like it was a decent episode. Again, I'm just kind of like hankering for the next bit of story they're gonna do, especially because I'm pretty sure it'll be 49-ish episodes, so we're getting close to like 10 episodes left, and we still need to maybe do like what's the end of we still need to get to the end of the arc for Stacy. We still need to free Kaiser. We still need to find Kaito's mom, and we still need to figure out what we're doing with the SD Bot Bros and if we're making them human again, or if they're going to stay that way, if they're going to become human and still have the SD Bot Bros separately made as Kikainoids. What are we doing? We have no clue on those fronts. Again, it doesn't make the show bad by any means. I'm just wondering and like wanting to know what's going to happen. So this episode was good, and if you're a fan of Majin, and like some people are like gigantic simps and fans for Majin, then this was a great episode for you, especially with Flint. I liked her taking more center stage and helping, working with Majin, and showing how much of a part of the team that she is, along with Zox too. And that showing how much more Zox does care about the team and Kaito, and wanting to help them get to Kaiser and free Isao from the control of the Toshitendo so that they can bring him back. So in that way, that was really strong. Like I said, the rest of the stuff was okay. It's just I wish that there was more push on some of the like story threads because we're close to near the end of the show. It didn't matter to me as much earlier in the show because it's such a fun show to watch, and it still is. This episode was still very entertaining to watch, and it wasn't a bad episode because of that. Because of it being slower on the main storyline stuff. But I just want to see where we're going to understand, where it's going to end up and hope they have enough time and enough episodes to do so. Yeah, so anyway, overall, a really, really good episode and really fun. Again, I probably would rate it more like an 8-ish out of 10. A little bit lower for Zenkaiger, which I know is unique for me because how much I'm a shill for the show. But I still really enjoyed the episode and had a lot of fun with it. I just wanted some more story beat stuff put on there for the main arc that we're going through. Coming up pretty soon with videos. I just, hopefully before I put this out, did my Revice episode 12 review for Sakura's Rider debut, Henshin debut, and all that. Pretty soon I'm doing a Tokuto review on the Direwolf key and the Serval Tiger key for the ones from the V Cinema that came out. It came with that as well, but I don't feel like watching that again and hurting myself. So I'll be doing one on that. And then my good friend Balin was kind enough to get me the Zenryoku Zenkai Cannon. And that'll be here today on this day of recording. So hopefully I'll be able to do a Tokuto review on that pretty soon. Show off the sounds it makes and at least make it into the like aircraft mecha that it turns into. I don't have any of the other DX mecha at all, so I won't be able to make Zenryoku Zenkaio for you guys, but I can at least show you off the sounds it makes and stuff like that. And I'm just really excited to have it. I didn't have any plans to get it myself, but he was really like generous to like he made a tweet about stuff they have on Total Collectibles. First 5 people to comment, maybe I'll get you something. And I mentioned that, and he was like, sure. And then he literally sent me like shipping information like an hour or two later. I'm like, are you kidding me? He's like, no, for real, dude. Like, this is what I do. So he's really generous and he's really cool. Balin on Twitter, or Balin Plays, I think is his like username or whatever. He's also on YouTube, so follow him on here. Subscribe to him on here. Follow him on Twitter. He's a great guy. Really, really super knowledgeable about Toku stuff, Sentai and Rider and all of that. And also just really super generous and a good person. So anyway, like I said, overall decent episode, probably about an 8-ish out of 10 or so. Not my favorite episode, but I didn't hate it because I just love this show entirely. It's still, I think, mainly, I'm most likely going to be putting it into my top 5 for Sentai just because of how over-the-top crazy it was and the way that it tried to do its anniversary thing is very, very unique from other anniversary type of things in Toku. Something like Gokaiger a Decade are trying to literally have those characters come back or become those characters in terms of using their powers, or even Geo to an extent. Whereas Zenkaiger is using things to give them like abilities similar to them, not transform them into them, and like homage them, but not have exactly returning actors come back and all that. And I like that. It's a different way of doing it while still letting the show breathe on its own and have its own original plot that isn't bogged down by like having to have all these, you know, homages in there. So I really do like that about the show, and that's why I like Zenkaiger so much. Plus, it just has so much heart, and that's another reason too. But anyway, like I said, good content coming up soon. If you guys, you know, want to comment below of anything else you'd like me to review or to look into, any other Toku shows you want me to look into, or specials or something like that. I'm currently watching Zenkaiger right now, and I did watch Ten Gokaiger. So I probably will do a review of that pretty soon because I did really enjoy Ten Gokaiger. And I have some thoughts. Yeah, so anyway, I guess until next time, stay hooked to Tensions. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye bye.